Hi, this is Tara B, and today I'm here with Betty Miller, and I'm really excited. She is one of my voice students, and I've been teaching her for a couple of years, and she agreed to tell us a little bit about herself and her experience as a voice student. So, thank you for being willing to do this today.
Well, thanks for asking me. Something out of the blue.
And Betty, if you can just tell me just a little bit, and our listeners, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I met Tara when she was teaching a class in Robbinsdale. I always check the Robbinsdale opportunities for adult education, and that sounded like fun. Everybody had their own reasons for coming. Mine was to get better, to be a better choir member.
So you currently sing at a church, right?
I do, and I love it.
Tell me a little bit about who you are. Just, I know that you're taking lessons and obviously have some music, but tell us even a little bit about maybe your family and your musical background.
Music has always been part of my life. I took piano as a child and was always in the choir at church and at school and high school and work and even after that. So I've had a lot of different directors, learning different things from each of them.
Did you take piano?
I took piano for 7 years,
Okay.
so I can read music. And I can play the right hand pretty easily. Left hand, I don't know where it went, but
Yeah.
I'll get it back someday. About myself and my family, my husband and I raised 6 kids.
Wow.
And I want to tell you about our main values, which is belief in God, treating your neighbor as you want to be treated. Education is very important.
So you guys have had education, it sounds like, as part of
When I married Jerry, he had 2 years left of college, and it seems like that atmosphere never went away.
Wow.
Somebody was always in school.
So do you feel like, because I know you're in a learning mode right now and being a student, have you always been a learner? Has that been something that you value?
Of course, and I consider myself a good listener and an observer. So, it's every day there's something new.
Betty, I know when you were in the Robbinsdale class that I taught, the age group that I remember was somewhere like 50s, 60s, 70s. And I'm curious, because I notice that sometimes when people are taking like what age, and I know that a lot in our culture is always about youth and youth learning. But did that ever occur to you as far as like, did you think about the age group, or did it bother you? Did it not?
Only the fact that it was 55 and up, I thought I would do fine right with this group. And it was interesting to see what backgrounds they came from. Some wanted to learn karaoke.
That's right.
And some were in plays and probably thought they could benefit.
And how about for you though? Because you can decide if you want to tell your age or not. You don't have to. But was that even a factor of like for taking lessons?
No. I just wanted to improve, and I'm in my mid-70s now.
Yay!
Actually, more than mid, but when I started, I was less than mid.
Well, I love it.
Yeah.
I've told you that before, but I just admire that because I think that, as you said, the learning, it's been all through the years, and we don't stop learning, do we?
It's a fun hobby. You can do it in your car, you can do it walking around.
That's true.
Your voice is with you.
And so I'm curious, you took the class, obviously, and that class was a couple of weeks. What made you decide to pursue private lessons?
Well, I still wanted to improve individually and in my choir, and for some reason the microphone was bothering me at church. This, I think, is strange. As soon as I started a lesson with you, that fear went away, even though we were not facing a microphone.
Wow.
It is so...
Wow.
It was phenomenal for myself, because I didn't like it. I didn't like that microphone. But just knowing there's somebody that I can consult and is backing up myself. It helped.
Are there any concepts or things that have stuck with you, like right off the top of your head, that have been most helpful with lessons? Because you've had them now for a couple of years, and
Well, you have a lot of analogies, and I think the most beneficial one so far has been thinking of your voice and your breath as gasoline in the car, and how much pressure you put on the foot feed,
Yeah.
the gas pedal.
Right.
And if you think of it that way, you don't, you want to keep it smooth. So
right, because we're not pushing on a gas pedal,
Yeah.
like pumping it, right?
yeah,
Would you say that you have gained confidence since
that's
taking
another benefit. I think just from having you pay attention to my thoughts and I listening to your thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning, and it's just good to have somebody's attention
Right.
who knows what they're talking about.
Yeah, I agree. I have found that in the past with voice lessons myself when I've taken them,
Yeah.
of just having that other ear to listen,
Yes.
instead of just my own.
And
Has anybody kind of made snide remarks or things about, like, if they know that you're taking voice lessons, are they kind of looking at it like, why are you doing that? Have you had any of that?
no snide remarks. Maybe some silence sometimes.
Oh.
Maybe they're thinking, what is she doing? But mostly, I sense respect, especially in the music world.
That's great.
Yeah. So it's another plus.
And I'm also curious, you talked about you took piano lessons before and you had been in choirs. Had you taken voice lessons before that class?
The only voice lessons I took were from one of my directors, and she was qualified. She's a teacher in a school, and I benefited there.
So here's a question for you. Would you, I know you talked about being in your 70s and you always have learned, and I know that you are a learner because you learn a lot of other things as well. You're very, as you said, observant, which I love about you. But if you were going to give advice to someone who said, look, I just feel like I'm too old, or my voice feels like I can't do anything anymore, what would you say?
I think that there's always room for improvement, and if you use your voice properly, maybe you can sing better.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain things you might do that are harming your voice. So you know a lot about the voice and have taught me a few things.
The last question, I guess, is how important do you think, I mean, your husband was a teacher and coach, and you know what that's like working with someone one-on-one. How important do you think it is for someone to find someone that they're comfortable with as a teacher?
Yes, I pointed out in one of these questions that I did check around.
Mm-hmm.
I asked several women that I know that are good singers if they would teach me, and they wouldn't think of it, they don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Then I checked into McPhail, and I checked into Schmidt Music.
Good for you.
You don't know who you're getting. It's who's
True.
available.
True.
So that's kind of unnerving.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew you, and
You
I
had
was
me.
so pleased when I read somewhere that you come to the house, and that you allow for weekly or monthly.
Well, thank you so
Oh,
much,
you're welcome.
Betty, today. We're going to maybe get some singing too here, and
Okay.
but thank you for joining us live here on TV Land. Probably YouTube Land,
This
but
is the
anyway.
first for me.
Yay! So let's do a via. We'll do a via, 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 V. And I want you to do a lot of that V sound, which is a fricative. I just like saying that word. Here we go. V. Via, 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 V. Via, 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 V. Via, 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 V. One more. Yes. Oh, it's such a hard one.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. I want to thank Betty for all her insights that she shared and her a little bit of her story that you heard as a voice student. And you know what? If you want to get out there and take voice lessons, there are a lot of opportunities, whether it's classes, community ed classes, or private lessons. I just encourage you to get out there and take them and have the courage just like Betty did. Thanks again.